So what happens when a kid has to become the adult in the room? Today, we're digging into the 5 hidden psychological traits of growing up just a little too fast.
You know, if you ever heard the words, "You're so mature for your age" as a kid, you probably felt pretty proud, right? Like you were wearing a badge of honor.
But when you really think about it, was it actually a compliment? See, for a lot of people, childhood isn't something you lose. It's something you outgrow, quietly, because you had to. You learned a tough lesson way too early. Someone's got to be the responsible one, and that someone is you.
And this goes so much deeper than just being reliable. We're talking about a nervous system that literally got rewired. It was forced to put survival way ahead of the natural, joyful state of just being a kid and playing.
So how does this actually show up in your adult life? Well, we're going to break down 5 key traits, everything from becoming an emotional caretaker to developing what feels like a superpower for reading people.
Okay, first up, it all starts with a pattern that psychologists call parentification. And really, it's about becoming the family's emotional manager. So what is that? It's basically when a child is put in a position where they have to handle the really complex, grown-up emotions of their parents or siblings way before they're actually equipped to do so. And that role you played as a kid, it doesn't just vanish. It morphs into this adult habit of emotional caretaking, where you constantly feel like it's your job to manage everyone else's happiness.
Now, that early pressure often leads to our second trait. You probably developed a kind of superpower that's really a survival skill. It's called hypervigilance.
You know that feeling? You walk into a room and you just know the vibe instantly. You pick up on a tiny shift in someone's tone or an expression that nobody else seems to catch.
And there's a reason for that. Your brain learned, as a survival tactic, to constantly scan for emotional danger, just to keep you safe. The only problem is, as an adult, that scanner never, ever turns off.
Okay, so that constant scanning for danger, it leads right into trait number 3, a really fierce, almost defensive kind of self-reliance.
When you didn't have consistent support as a kid, your brain learned a brutal but pretty effective lesson. The only person you can truly 100% count on is you.
And that means, as an adult, you try to handle everything yourself. Not because you're a superhero, but because the idea of depending on someone else just feels weird, uncomfortable, and honestly, a little bit risky. This deep-rooted need to do it all alone creates a very particular kind of burnout, which brings us to our 4th trait, uneasy rest. Does that hit home? Have you ever, finally sat down to do absolutely nothing, and instead of feeling relaxed, you just get this wave of guilt or anxiety? Well, here's why. For your brain, calm didn't mean safe. It often meant it was the quiet right before the storm. It was a warning sign that something bad was about to happen.
So your nervous system is just always on high alert, even when things are peaceful. Doing nothing feels like you're losing control, and that feels dangerous.
And finally, all of this leads to our 5th trait, a really interesting pattern known as split maturity. This is that bizarre internal conflict, right? On the outside, to everyone else, you're the wise, responsible, capable one. But on the inside, you might feel lost, confused, unfulfilled, maybe even like a total fraud. And it happens because one part of you was forced to grow up at lightning speed to handle adult stuff, while your own emotional needs as a kid were just pushed to the side and never really met. But look, if any of this is ringing true for you, please remember this. You are not broken. You are an absolute expert at adaptation. These traits are just proof of how incredibly resilient you are. And healing from this isn't about becoming weak or giving up your strength. Not at all. It's about finally giving yourself permission to rest, to be taken care of, and to put your own needs first for a change, something you never got to do as a kid. So, I'll leave you with this question. Which of these traits do you see in yourself today? Let us know down in the comments. And just remember, it's okay to let someone else be the responsible one for a while.